Gentleman is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I yield 2 minutes to the gentlelady from Texas, Ms. Jackson Lee.
The gentlelady is recognized.
I am appreciative of the courtesies of the chairwoman and the courtesies of the ranking member, because I am a recipient of student loans. As we proceed, the minimal amount that each person would get, in many instances, will be life-starting and life-igniting. This is not about deadbeat persons. This is about the excessive overburden of our students of the 21st century who have been enrolled in schools with excessive fees and tuition. This was not bureaucrats making decisions. This was an analytic assessment of how heavy burden is on working persons with student debt. They were not able to make ends meet. Some were not able to purchase first homes. Some were not able to make payments on other necessities, raise their families. And so I'm disappointed that we're at this point of trying to undo the President's thoughtful effort at giving Americans, all Americans across this country, an opportunity to continue their economic growth, to use their education in the service of others. Many of these persons are teachers, and many of these persons are middle-class working families who are simply trying to not be in debt, but to be responsible for the obligation that they had to do in order to be, in instances, the first person that ever went to college in their family. And so, Mr. Speaker, let me ask my colleagues to allow, in spite of court decisions and this particular underlying motion, allow these people to begin their life and to contribute to the economic engine of this nation. These student loans were well invested.
One additional minute.
The gentlelady's time has expired.
One additional minute.
The gentlelady is reserved 1 minute, an additional minute.
These student loans were well invested because they are now, many of them, in the workforce. But I want to add another component. Sometimes in life, there are hills and valleys. Many of these individuals may have had some difficulty, may have been unemployed for a period of time. And if you talk to these young people or individuals that have had this student debt, who are not young people anymore, some crisis in their life prevented them from making these payments. Mr. Speaker, it topples them. It just doesn't give them a moment to breathe. It's not that they're trying to default on the United States of America or be a deadbeat. We would be better to give them another lifeline so they can contribute to this society. And that's all this effort was. And it was not frivolous. It was not selecting people who didn't want to pay. There was an application process. And it is a legitimate way of responding to the outcry of Americans and young people. Let us not approve this disapproval. I yield back.